What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I'm detailing the best rolls that you can get on the 4 weapons from the new Sundered Doctrine dungeon. So if we go to D2 Foundry, for some reason it's still not in their API or whatever, but it is on light.gg, so big shout out to them. So these are the perks, and before we talk about that, I just want to talk about the Subjugation Origin trait. Weapon adapts to targets when dealing damage. So to weak targets, shots explode. To strong targets, targets become exhausted. To guardians, the weapon's flinch resistance increases. Exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage. So Mossy Max, he's like the GOAT for any like detailed info you need on damage in this game. He broke this down. So if we go over here, this shows basically the buff. This is crazy. Versus minors and elites, the body buff 27%, crit buff 12.3%. That's crazy. So there's the numbers. So I wanted to talk about that first, obviously. So the first weapon is Unloved. It is a strand hand cannon, the heavy burst. So fires a hard-hitting 2-round burst. This thing, I used it in my solo flawless. I completed that today before filming this video. I'll have it up tomorrow probably. Not going to do commentary because I already did it for the Warlock. But anyways, I use this Unloved hand cannon and it feels amazing. My roll has Heating Up and Elemental Honing. So if we expand this, kinetic weapons get a greater bonus from this, but elemental weapons can deal up to 35% more damage. So I find it very easy to get ×3, so you're doing 20% more damage. So it's slightly better than Frenzy, basically. And it just says, dealing elemental damage grants a stack of elemental honing for 20 seconds for each unique element used, maximum of 5 stacks. Gaining a stack refreshes the buff duration. Duration cannot be refreshed at 5 stacks. Buff can be activated while stowed. So yeah, you can do this while stowed, whip it out, and oftentimes you just have like 20% more damage, sometimes maybe only 10%, but basically it's just free damage all the time. I have Heating Up, which is unfortunate, kind of useless in my opinion. I would have loved Rapid Hit, but what I'd really like is Hatchling or Dragonfly. If you get Hatchling Dragonfly with Elemental Honing, you're going to absolutely love this thing. Another one is Paracausal Affinity. Basically, that's a 20% increase weapon damage after a kill for 6 seconds. Tear is new, but precision final blows cause nearby targets to become severed. That's very strong, and you'd have a lot of strand synergy with Hatchling. And then you have Frenzy, which of course I love. And then you have like Killing Wind Kill Clip or Heating Up Kill Clip for PvP, even Outlaw Kill Clip. Heck, I would even like Outlaw with Elemental Honing. I'm not saying Heating Up is a bad perk, but it's just pretty useless in PvE. It just increases accuracy and stability, so not very good. And then Closing Time could also be nice for PvP, but I don't know how many people are using these in PvP. I think you want this for PvE. Dragonfly Frenzy or Dragonfly Elemental Honing, Dragonfly Tear, or Paracausal Affinity. They're all going to be awesome. Like I said, this thing feels incredible. It's got really good base stats, or maybe it doesn't. Low handling, reload, and stability. So it's because I don't have anything applied. I'm used to D2 Foundry, so forgive me if I'm a little all over the place, but so many people have been asking me for the God Roll guide for the dungeon, and this is the only place I could get it. So, oh yeah, so you can kind of... So I would go Fluted Barrel if you could choose, and I would go Flared Magwell to help that handling and reload speed. The reload is pretty pitiful, but I just throw on a Strand Loader, and it feels great. But it hits like a truck. And yeah, anyways, it's just awesome. So I've gone on long enough about this thing. Let's get to the next one, which is a legendary strand trace rifle, Unsworn. So you can get Thresh, which you don't see very often, Shoot to Loot, which people love on traces, Subsistence, which is really good on traces, Rewind Rounds, which is really good on traces, Stats for All, which is really good, and Tear. To me, Tear is probably the worst because I'm not super accurate with a trace rifle. Like, Tear is decent on that hand cannon because you're usually getting precision kills. Tear on a trace, not as much. Killing Tally is really good. I have the Strand Trials trace rifle with Killing Tally, and I love it. Bait and Switch, I don't really like because you usually use this as kind of like a primary. I like Bait and Switch on heavies more. Target Lock, you would think this would be good. I have a roll with target lock as soon as you come. Look, successive hits within 0.2 seconds of each other. So if you miss basically like one shot, you lose target lock. So I don't really like target lock. I did get a roll with detonator beam, and we tried that out on stream yesterday, and it creates a big explosion, and that explosion deals AoE damage. So I think detonator beam is going to be really good. It uses about a third of the magazine. It was roughly like 30 shots-ish to proc that explosion. Elemental honing, I've already sang the praises of, and then hatchling. So for me, I'm probably going rewind rounds and elemental honing, or stats for all elemental honing, or shoot to loot if you want to shoot to loot one with elemental honing. Elemental honing is just so good. It's so versatile. It's so easy to proc. It lasts forever. So yeah, really any left column perk outside of tear with elemental honing is what I'm chasing on this thing. Like I said, it just feels awesome. It's honestly a really good trace rifle if you can get a damage perk. Like, I had a ton of fun with my detonator beam one, and you probably want to get a detonator beam roll too. Then we have Unvoiced, which is a void slug shotgun. You can get one from Root of Nightmares. The name is escaping me right now, but it has decent rolls. It has like Frenzy. I have Envious Assassin Frenzy on that one, and it's pretty good. But this one gets some rolls that can't get. So obviously, again, it gets elemental honing. You've got redirection, damaging rank and file combatants. It increases damage against more powerful ones, so that could be good if you're using this as an ad clear weapon. But there is no discord, so you probably wouldn't really be using it for ad clear. Envious Arsenal and bait and switch. So that's like the classic use it in a DPS rotation. I actually have 4th times bait and switch, which could be really good in like GMs. I know most people aren't using a slug shotgun in a GM, but if you were, that's gonna have a really good ammo economy. Actually, maybe not, because you might kill a champion before that 4th times procs. If you can get 4 shots off, anyways, that's going to be really good in damage rotations regardless. 4th times bait and switch, because again, I have this roll, and it's just really good on ammo, because you get 2 rounds back for every 4 crits you hit. You have Vorpal, which is 15%, Frenzy, which is 15%. Then you have Demoralize and Destabilizing rounds. So this is crazy. This is the roll I actually really want. Precision final blows cause nearby targets to become weakened, and you're probably going to be going for precision hits because this is a slug, and then destabilizing rounds will also proc. So you can make things volatile and weaken while in the heat of battle. I made my, my no backup plans build last episode when Slayer's Fang came out. Anyways, this roll would be great with that build. It would be so much fun. Then you also have Lone Wolf Closing Time, which is like a favorite in PvP. So you can get accurized, you can get small bore. I personally like Corkscrew, and then yeah, accurized. Lone Wolf Closing Time is just gonna make this thing super nasty in PvP. Then I would go for this, and you can get Assault Mag. My 4th times bait and switch has Assault Mag. So Envious bait and switch, 4th times bait and switch, and then this for your utility roll. Yeah, I haven't really used this one much, but the other 3 I have used, and I can tell you, they feel amazing. Which brings me to the last one, my favorite scout rifle in the game, Unworthy. It's an arc rapid fire frame, so it's a 260 RPM, I believe. Yeah, 260. So I got, Firefly and Frenzy. You know me, you know I love Frenzy. That increased handling and reload speed feels excellent on this thing. You can see its handling and reload speed is slightly low. Again, I would want Flared Magwell, but armor piercing's decent. Like, you got some good options here. Fluted is nice for the handling. Again, range isn't too important in PvE, I don't think. So trust me, this roll I have just fallen in love with. I also have Rewind Rounds Precision Instrument, which is awesome. Another one, which I think that one from Season of the Plunder can already get, and it's craftable, so if you have that, you may not need it, though this is a better archetype. But you can get Rapid Hit Bolt Shot, which is really nice. And then you can get this new perk, Rolling Storm. Final blows grant Bolt Charge, while amplified, you gain an additional stack. So this could be really good in melee-based builds. I honestly want a Bolt Charge one as well. I would probably go Firefly Bolt Charge. And then, but like I said, Firefly Frenzy feels amazing. And then you can also get Paracausal Affinity, but for me, I think Precision Instrument, or honestly just Frenzy, it's a little more consistent. Frenzy, that's why it's so good. You just get it passively for being in active combat. That's why it's amazing. And then Firefly in the left column, just awesome. Firefly Volt Shot would also be extremely good. No scout rifle in the game would have as good as ad clear as this thing. I was wishing this would be jolting feedback. If this was jolting feedback, this would jump to probably the best legendary in the game. I'm not even joking. It would be so good. But like I said, it feels awesome. I've been loving these weapons. Like I said, I should start playing around with Unvoiced. Hopefully I can get this roll, and if I do, I absolutely will be using it. But the other three I have used extensively already, even though the dungeon's only been out a few days, and they feel awesome. So anyways, that's it for the video. Let me know how you liked it on light.gg. I found it just as easy to make. So really, it's up to you guys how you prefer to view it. But yeah, shout out to the awesome folks at D2 Foundry and light.gg. Thanks for all you do so that I can make these videos and get the info out to the community. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Hey, if you're still here, then thanks so much for watching to the end. If you like what I do and you want to support me further, then consider becoming a channel member. You'll get your name featured on the end screen, custom badges, and other cool rewards. You can also join my community Discord if that interests you, and if you want to see me stream, be sure to follow me on Twitch at itstizzle7 where I stream semi-regularly. Those are linked in the description. Anyways, that's enough self-promotion. Thanks for watching. Take care.